Hello guys and welcome. Today I'm doing a get ready with me video. I've been gone for a little bit and I thought this would be a good kind of comeback video to record. I have some new products, some kind of old favorite, kind of a mishmash of everything. I do have the new Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. I have both color stories. I'll just kind of pick one and show you. Also, Fenty has new primers, which surprisingly, I'm really excited to try. They have one that's more hydrating or one that's more mattifying. We'll test that out, see how they are. Also, Wonderskin came out with new lip liners, and you guys know how much I love their lip stains and their liners, but I always felt like I wanted more browns, and they gave us more browns. I'm actually working with them in this video, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to swatch them all and just kind of show you my favorite, so I'm really excited about that. Also, Vanngo released their new brand, and I actually have, I think, almost all of their products. Some were sent to me, some I purchased, and I may use a couple of their products in this video, but I will also do a dedicated video on kind of everything from them. Anyway, it's gonna be a fun one. Grab something to drink, hang out with me, subscribe down below, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff, and let's get started. Let's start with these Fenty primers. There's two types. There's the Grip Trip, which is a mattifying and blurring primer, which is probably the one I'm excited about. And then they have the Grip Trip Hydrating and Plumping primer. So that's the purple one. I do want to use the pink one. This one is $37. Obviously, it's supposed to mattify and blur your skin up to 12 hours. So let's see. The packaging is interesting. And I'm going to use this one kind of on the T-zone. We'll see how that goes. These were sent to me, by the way. So I'm taking just a little bit. I don't know why these excite me. I think it's the blurring, mattifying one that excites me because I'm always looking for more blurring primers that kind of help with the pores. I would say that that's one of my biggest concerns with the skin. Okay, so it goes on really smooth. It doesn't feel drying so far. Okay, it is setting down, so we'll see how that works. Okay, let's grab the mirror. Okay, I will say the pores look very smooth right now. Very, very smooth. We'll see how foundation goes over them, but so far, that looks actually really, really nice. And it's thin. It's not a very thick, putty-like primer. It's very thin and smoothing. Okay, it is setting down and it definitely feels dry right now. Okay, I'm excited. Should we try the other one? Let's try the other one kind of on the outskirts of my face. I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to put it here. Just not touching the center. That'll defeat the purpose. Ooh, this feels kind of hydrating, but also a little bit tacky. Okay, I let this one dry a little bit, and it has this kind of grip to it, almost stickiness, which I like in a primer. So the hydrating has that. The blurring one doesn't. That one just said completely matte. Okay, I'm excited. I'm curious how it worked with the foundation. For the foundation, I was trying to decide which one I wanted to use. I almost went for Makeup by Mario, but I really just want to use my Tom Ford new foundation. This is the Architecture Radiance. I love this foundation so much. I think it's so beautiful. I like this formula better than the Shade and Illuminate one, and yeah, it's become a favorite. This is in the shade 10.5 N Bisque. I am as fair as they come, so it may look a little dark for me, but it's okay. We'll blend it all out. So I'm slowly gonna build it up here. Curious how we'll go over the pores. I'm just using a It Cosmetics brush number 7. Yes. Okay, I have to say that it's gripping much more than normal. which is exciting. If you like this gripping primer, I think you will like the hydrating one. And it's not too oily or glowy at all. It kind of just sets down on your skin, and it has that grippiness to it. And the glow is not that much more. I don't see it necessarily as a glowy primer rather than kind of gripping and hydrating. And this is me without reading anything about it. It's just kind of what I noticed. I actually really like doing that and then checking what they say about the product, just see kind of what my initial thoughts are and if I agree with them or not. Okay, the foundation is performing really, really well over that primer. Both of them, honestly. The pores look very, very smooth. And I do have this feeling that the foundation's kind of stuck to my face, like gripped to that primer. So we'll see how kind of it feels once I'm done with the makeup and applying everything. But so far, it feels like it's stuck there, like it's not gonna budge. So this is good. This is a good sign. I don't see any peeling. These two work really well, and I feel like the foundation's overall just a little bit smoother all over my face. It's already a smooth foundation, but I do think the primer has helped it. This is good. Going in with my Hourglass concealer, I'm just gonna add a little bit right here. This is in the shade Apricot. And I may actually use a lighter one right here. So let me grab a lighter one. I am going to go with 3.8. And I'm just adding a little bit of brightness right here. And on my nose. And just around here to add a little bit more dimension. Just blending all of this out. I'm using the same brush. And if I feel the need to, I can get a smaller one for right under my eyes. But I do like having some foundation left over on my brush. That way, it just blends more seamlessly. And right here, I'm just gonna flip it and work the concealer in this area and blend it out. Okay, the skin is looking so good. I love it. Fenty also sent over their powder, which I have never tried, like their loose powder. And honestly, I don't want to try it right now because I love my base so much. So I don't know that powder. I think I'm just gonna go with an old favorite, my Chanel loose powder. The brush I'm gonna use today is a very exciting re-release, and I think they made this permanent. This is from Rephr. This is the number 38, and it's a collaboration with Alexandra Anel, and she actually has it imprinted here, which is really cool. This is an incredible brush. It was released and sold out so quickly, and I remember getting it, and by the time it arrived to me to review it for you guys, it was already sold out. So they made this permanent, which is incredible. It does have a bit of a slant to it, and it's a great cheek brush. It is great for powder, which I'm going to show you right now. It's just such a unique brush. You have to check it out. Hopefully it's not sold out, but if it is, I'm sure they're going to restock it. So I'm going to take this brush and kind of load my product, and I'm going to use it as my powder brush. This is the Chanel loose powder in the shade 30, and I'm just going to apply this here, adding a little bit more, and I'm just setting right under my eyes. I don't want to set everywhere, just kind of right here. The base is looking so good. I love this foundation. I think it's so beautiful. And I'm going to move on to lips, and then I'll finish the rest of the makeup. So Wonderskin is adding new colors to their lip liner collection. And I am so excited because I love their liners. And you know, they have a lot of different colors, but my favorite was always Saddle and Nutmeg because they tend to be a little bit more brown, and they are releasing 4 new shades, and they are such good shades. So let me swatch them for you real quick. I'm gonna swatch up here Saddle, which has been my favorite since they released it. It's so good. Then we have Nutmeg, which is right here. So these are my 2 favorite, most used ones from them. And I'm gonna swatch the new ones now. Mauve, which is such a beautiful mauve shade. I feel like this was really, really needed in their collection. That's mauve right there. Mahogany, which is more of a deep, winey red. So beautiful. Walnut is next, which is a deeper brown, and this excites me so much. This is beautiful. And then Cocoa, I'm gonna swatch it right here. It's like this rich, deeper color right there. So those are the 4 new lip liners from Wonderskin. You know what? I want to swatch the shade Rosewood right up here. This is an older color, just so you can see. So here are the swatches. These are the new colors that they're coming out with. And then these are old ones. Let's just wipe my lips. I had a lip balm from this morning. Let's start with the shade Mauve. This is such a beautiful color. I think this is gonna be a fan favorite. I'm just blending it into the lip a little bit. Oh, it's such a good color. These are very pigmented and creamy, but once they set and they do not budge. Here is the first shade. This is the shade Mauve, and it's perfect. It's absolutely beautiful, very wearable. Again, I think a lot of people are gonna lean towards this color. Next, we have Mahogany, which is more of a rich color. This will be perfect for fall. Just blending this out to kind of fade it a little bit. And you do want to, you know, blend it out kind of quickly. You don't want to let it sit, because once it's set, these will not budge. Here is the shade Mahogany, and I blended it out a little bit so it's a little faded throughout the center and just intensified the line. And I think this is so beautiful. This for fall is going to be perfect, and the fact that it won't budge, it's just so nice. I actually really like this color with my outfit today. It's a brighter color, but it's muted enough where I could wear this throughout the day and not feel out of place. So this is really, really nice. Let's move on to Walnut. This is more of a brown color, and it's very much up my alley. And I'm gonna do the same, kind of build up the line and then fade it in. And here is the shade Walnut. This, I know, is gonna be my go-to. I love these colors, and I like to blend them in with a lip stain that's maybe a little bit more, not necessarily pink, but it has a little bit more red in it rather than just brown. I love that combination. So this liner is going to be very, very much used in my collection. I also really, really like the depth of this color that's just a little bit deeper and kind of defines the lips a little bit more. Last one is the shade Cocoa, and this one is pretty deep, but I blend them into the lip. So I'm trying not to be too harsh with it. This looks a little bit more cool tone, which is really nice. You could mix this color with the mauve. I think that would be such a pretty pair. This is how I like to use these colors. Not too much, just to almost outline the lip and make it look just poutier. So this is just a wash of this color. The way I tend to use it, sometimes I'll literally just use it on the Cupid's bow and down here to just make the lips look bigger, but I will show you a little bit more intense as well. And here is the shade Cocoa, a little bit more built up. And this is a beautiful, deeper, cool tone color. I feel like these colors are very hard to find. They're usually a little bit too chocolatey or maybe too warm. and to have a true cool tone color is kind of rare. I definitely can't wear this one by itself. Like I mentioned, I usually like to just blend it out a very little to almost give like a shadow, or if I build it up like this, I'll pair it with just something else. But yeah, this also, if you have deeper skin tone, this is going to be such a good liner for you. And those are all the new lip liner colors from Wonderskin. I think they're perfect. They're a little bit more richer, which I like to see. But I'm going to do a lip look right now. I'm going to go with their lip stain. You guys know this color is my favorite. I've gone through, I can't even count how many tubes of this. This is lovely. From their lip stain. So you just apply it. Make sure your lips don't have any oils or anything on them. And it goes blue. It looks crazy, but do not get scared. You just apply this everywhere. So once you applied the stain, it should look nice and blue. And I'm going to let it dry for about a minute or so until, you know, it's not wet anymore. And then you take a wet cloth. I just use water, so don't use makeup remover or something like that. Just some water and wipe this off and you'll have the stain. And the stain for me personally, it lasts pretty much throughout the day. It's quite intense in the beginning, and then by the end of the day, it'll fade a little bit, but the stain will still be there, which I absolutely love. And a huge announcement, these lip stains from Wonderskin are going to be available at Sephora September 26th, which is incredible. So you can absolutely shop there as well. But yeah, these are my favorite lip stains just in my entire collection. So the way I know it's ready, it's if I do like this and there's like cracks around it, that means it's dry. So I'm just gonna wipe this off. I have just a little bit of water on here. Okay, here is the color Lovely, and I'm gonna take the color Walnut and use this to kind of define the lip a little bit more. I'm gonna go just around my line, lip line, and blend it out. I don't want it too harsh, but just more definition. And you can mix and match liners as well. Okay, this is Walnut with the shade Lovely. And I think that's so pretty. Should we add a little bit of that mauve to it? Just a little bit? I think so. This is mauve. When I do a lip look, it's never one thing. It's always like a combo of 3, 4. It's not that you have to. I just enjoy that. I like playing with different textures, colors, and all of that. Okay, this is such a good combo. I love it. And what I like the most is that it's gonna stay throughout the day. I'm gonna put a little bit of their Lip Rehab Therapy Oil. I always just say lip oil. This is in the shade Lovely, and I'm just taking a little bit right here in the center, just to have some hydration. Not too much, just a little bit. That's perfect. And here is the lip combo of the day. I absolutely love this. It's so beautiful. All Wonderskin products. I will have everything linked down below. Thank you so much, Wonderskin, for working with me in this video. I think these products are just incredible. Let's finish up the rest of the makeup. I'm gonna use the bronzer. Here I'm gonna pull the Vanngo new bronzers. I have 2 here. This is Straightforward, and then they sent over the color Hardworking. So one's deeper, this is Hardworking, and one's lighter. I'm gonna swatch them. Again, I'm not gonna stay here too long because I will do a separate video kind of testing everything out, but I think it would be helpful for you to know the difference. So there's quite a big difference. Straightforward is quite light. Hardworking is a lot more intense. So I've been using Straightforward for a bit since they released the brand, and I like it. It's just quite light, so I have to build it up, which I don't mind. Hardworking is a lot more intense. So let's start with Straightforward. Yeah, let's use this one, and then we'll put a little bit of the other color as well. I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. This is the Sonia G Jumbo Bronzer Brush. And this is a very pretty matte bronzer. It's quite blurring, which is really, really nice, and it's smoothing on the skin. And I like the color Straightforward because it is a little bit lighter. I can slowly build it up. And again, I'm quite fair right now. I don't have any bronzer or anything. So this color works really, really well. But I do feel when I'm done with this bronzer that I want just a little bit more. So if you're around my skin tone, if you want a very light bronzer, this is really nice. It's a good undertone. But if you like to be bronzed, I think you may have to go down a shade. This is a very blurring bronzer because it is quite matte. And I like it. I think it's very smoothing. It is not too cool tone. It is not too warm. It almost has a yellow undertone to it, but it's not too much. But if you like a glowier bronzer, you're not gonna like this. It's very matte, but it's not dry matte, which is nice. It's actually, I like it. I think it's a very smooth on the skin. I'm gonna put just a little bit of hard working. I'm just gonna go with a really fluffy brush. This is very pigmented, so you have to be very careful. So I'll take some off. And I just think I like overall the undertone of this color for my skin a little bit more. Even though it is more intense, I have to be a little bit more careful. I personally prefer this color more. Oops, I have something there. Here's the bronzer with just a little bit of a hard working, and I feel like I like it a little bit more. And the bronzer itself, it's really nice. It's not replacing my Farah Hamidi bronzer. There's just something so special about that one. But if I were still working in the industry and doing clients, I would pick up this bronzer because it's very versatile, because it's matte and very smoothing. It'll photograph really, really well. So I am liking this. I am using it, but I can't say that's my #1 bronzer because of that. I like the kind of glowiness that Farah Hamidi gives me, but this is a very sculpting bronzer. And yeah, it is great quality though. And I also really like the packaging. I think it's gorgeous. I do have one of their blushes, but I don't like the color, mostly with the lip and what I'm wearing today. So I'm going to skip that. I'll show that in a different video. I think I'm going to go for Ciele Shy with maybe a little bit of Blaze. Ooh, I'm actually just going to do Blaze. I think that's such a pretty color. I will take maybe a bit of a fluffy brush just because this is kind of deep. I'm going to take some off and then build it up here slowly. These Ciele blushes and the Ilia ones are so lovely. I've been reaching for them so much. What a pretty color. It's gonna be perfect with this outfit. Okay, that is the blush. I want to say that on camera it pulls a little bit warmer than it is in person. I'm looking in the monitor and I feel like it's pulling warm, but it's not warm. It's like this berry terracotta color and it's beautiful. I actually do want just a little bit of a highlighter. This is the Prada highlighter in 02 and it has a little bit of a pink tone to it. It's so beautiful. Now I take quite a bit off and then I'm gonna go right on top of it, just a little bit. I think it's so smooth and beautiful. Because I'm wearing quite a lot of powder products, I think it just makes my skin come alive a little bit and gives more glow to it. So beautiful. I'm gonna put my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, let that dry down, and then I'm gonna do my brows real quick off camera because it's boring. Let's move on to the eyes, the last part of the makeup. And I have here the new Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. She released 2 of them, 2 different color stories. These are called the Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette. And here is the light one, which I have used. And then we have the deeper one. This looks so beautiful. This one has a lot more shimmers. And this one has only like 2, maybe 3. Yeah, I think it's just 2 right there. I can absolutely do a more dedicated video on these if you're interested, because I'm not going to be able to swatch everything and do all that. But these are beautiful. They're smaller than I thought that they would be. For some reason, I thought they would be so big, but they're tiny. You know, they're kind of the size of my hand. They fit kind of in my hand, which I love, because if these were the same size as the big Natasha Denona palettes, I wouldn't be so excited. I don't reach for big palettes pretty much at all. So this is exciting. And honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards the deeper palette for today. Maybe more of the mauve shades, or I can kind of mix and match. I definitely dug my finger in that black one before, but these look so beautiful. I haven't played with this palette. Let's just go with the deeper one. Let's just start with this color right here. It's called R1. And I'm gonna put this in my crease. So from my experience using the lighter palette, the quality is incredible, just like all the Natasha Denona palettes. Yeah, it's exactly what you would expect from her. And I don't know if she's gonna discontinue the Biba, because to me this reminds me of the Biba palette, which is my favorite from her. So I'm not sure. Definitely the lighter one. Okay, that is very nice, very simple. I'm gonna take this shade right here. This is R3, the same, just a fluffy brush. And you guys know I'm boring with my eye looks. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I just kind of wanted to look at the quality more than anything. Oh, I love that color. That's so pretty. The deeper one definitely pulls a little bit warmer compared to the lighter one. The lighter one, I would say, has a lot of mauve shades in there. The blendability is really, really nice. I feel like it's already getting kind of deep. Yeah, it's just overall a very deep color story. I may have to dig into the other palette just for the lighter tones. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm like confusing you. I can absolutely do a dedicated video for this if you're interested. So I'm gonna take a little bit of P1 right here from the lighter palette. This is just a little bit better for my skin tone, and I'm not trying to go super warm because my makeup isn't super warm, and I think the other palette is definitely leaning warm and just rich chocolate colors. And I'm gonna smoke it out on the lower lash line as well, just taking the same from the deeper palette, R1. I should have just used the other color story. I'm sorry guys. Then a little bit of that R3 as well, just on top of it. I do want to smoke out my lash line a little bit. So I think that N3 color right here looks really beautiful. It's not too warm. I'm taking a small Rephr brush. It's the number 23. And I'm taking that deeper shade. Again, that is N3. And I'm just smudging this. I really like that shade. I think that this as a liner, the N3 is really beautiful. I'm trying to think if I should put something sparkly on the lid. I kind of feel like I should. Maybe the N2. That'd be very intense. W, that's quite warm, and I'm trying to stay away from warm right now. This is the R2. Maybe that would work. I swatched here just the shimmers from the deeper Natasha Denona palette. And here they are. I really like that one. It has like some sparkles in it. I think it's beautiful. This one is a beautiful kind of taupey shade, classic taupey shade. I'm leaning towards using this one right here. Let's use that one, if I remember which one it is. I think it is the W2. So I'm just taking my finger right here, and I'm gonna put this smack in the middle. Okay, so this one is softer, you could definitely build it up to have more intensity, but this is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want anything too much. I think that's really beautiful. Okay, I like this shade a lot. Okay, that looks really, really beautiful. It almost looks wet on the eyes. I'm liking that. Now, because this one doesn't have any lighter colors where I could put in my inner corner, I will go to the lighter palette, and I'm going to use the C1, which is the only kind of sparkly shade. Wow, I shouldn't have swatched it on that finger. Here, it's pretty bright, but I think I can sheer it out. Yeah, that's going to work. Just taking this in the inner corner here. Just want some brightness. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this black right here on the same Rephr number 23, and I'm just going to add this very gently to the lash line, just to give a little bit more depth. And then take, actually not this one, I'm going to take the Rephr 03 and go back into that N3 shade and smudge it a little bit more, so we have a little bit more smokiness without any harsh lines. Kind of like that. It just gives a little bit more depth. I'm gonna stop here, put mascara on, and show you the finished look. Here is the finished look. The mascara I used is the Jones Road mascara, and I paired it with Prada mascara. I mainly use the Prada on the lower lashes. I just really like the effect that it has, and the Jones Road mascara just gives me a lot of volume, and that is it. I think the eye look turned out really beautiful. I think it's a very smooth, very nice. Okay, besides that, everything turned out really well. Love the lip, and I know this is gonna stay like this pretty much most of the day. The base also looks so freaking good. I am loving it, and I actually really am excited to wear a little bit more makeup just because it's pretty much fall here, or almost. And yeah, I usually like to add just a little bit more makeup, something more on the eyes, a deeper lip. So I just have a little bit more fun during fall with makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.